Every year, the children of the late Mzee and Kamuhanda come together in the village for a special family gathering. As part of this tradition, they bring along all the grandchildren, and together they engage in general cleaning of the homestead, slashing the farm, clearing the compound and tidying up the surroundings. This annual activity is not just about cleaning the land. It's a living tribute to Mzee Kamuhanda's legacy, a man who valued hard work, unity, and keeping the family grounded. Through these gatherings, the family stays connected and the young generation is taught the values Mzee Kamuhanda stood for: togetherness, hard work, responsibility, and love for home. This tradition keeps his spirit alive and ensures that even in his absence, his presence is still deeply felt in the land he cherished and in the family he built.
Banyita akiri Kenneth Kamuhanda, ninye mzigijo gwa late Mzee Kamuhanda areni, so ninye nagira mbigerebye ahiyargireho wasa kumanaginga family.
Amazina ganje banyita Harriet Msimenta Kamuhanda, ndio mwana mushiki wo kubanza.
So my name is Jacqueline Kemirembe Kamuhanda. I'm the first daughter of my mom, but the second daughter in the family.
Amazina aine Glorious. Ndio wizara ya kashatu.
Amazina nabanyitanu Caroline Kamuhanda. Umkomu ndio wizara ya kanombe shombana bona.
My name is Innocent Akandwanaho, the fifth child of my father, the late Kamuhanda Aaron. This is my wife, Twesime Constance.
Amazina ganje ninye iya natkwase, ndio mwana wa Mzee Kamuhanda wa kabira barukherukayo. Yes.
I'm Ruth Kamuhanda Munanura.
My name is George Williams Mugabi Mubiru, and in this family I am the oldest grandchild.
My name is Seguje Timothy. My mother is Madame Aine Glorious. I'm the second, the eldest grandson.
My name is Aturinde Isaac Key. I am the brother of Asante.
My name is Asante Aaron Israel.
My name is Awoza Logias.
Hello, my name is Mary, and my mom and dad's name are Akiri Kenneth and Joy Brahanga.
Amazina ganje ninye John Bosco Mjemire, ninzarwa na Mr. Kamuhanda reno owarigero magara genseji, kandi ndiyo wizara ryo kherero karya mwenda ndubuchora bwa mawe.
Family ya Mzee Kamuhanda ni family inorugendo ringwa munonga. Mzee Kamuhanda uburugobwe no munyarwampara akarga rwampara yija kunuya myaka ya nshanju yija kuronda sente kweyombeka abo kuba omukura kwe kuyabe yahiko mu kibina cya kana P4 yagera challenge yo kurwara misho abishomero bambyira ngo agurebera kuri isheke muzara Paulo Rwachikapa yagera ati tinkubasagurira umwana wa primary ebrahuri so okushoma kwe kwakomaho abwa challenge ya misho onkarhange cyakija kitereza so yargo wabo rwampara ija kunu yankore kare akiryo myaka mito kabanza yargayo myaka nki 14 yaza side za Tanzania kuronda sente so ahiyargire Tanzania yabona kwijanya bushozi arikutandika kushugurukana no kuronda okwaraye bise honko mushije so kurganya bushozi nuko kurgaya akija akatasya burunga hi itwe twazarirwe nkanye nkazarwa burunga n'abarukunkura tanka babiri so yatandika imirimo yenka burijo yatandika gukora ati nuko yizera muri nyabushozi kandi akari umuntu wabira inebyenderwa bikuru munongo mu magaraje kimwe muri yebyo kakuriye kugira ngo natekwa ko yombeka abo mushisha nk'abandi cya kabiri kakuriye kureba ngo abana be yabatamwe imbibo yo kugira ngo babase kwija kuba abantu bo mu gashumbero byanyeze so nkwe amagaraje umkutandika ko gabire garagatyo.
We are so grateful that our parent really gave us that zeal. He planted in us the zeal, the motivation to pursue what the world looks as impossible and to make them possible. And this is actually what defined his life. He's a person who dared everything with no fear because of his faith in God. So we pick it up from there, and we really continue to pray that he rests in peace, and this God that enabled him to pursue his goals of life and he achieved them continues also really to take care of our goals, our purpose, our motivations, our, all those that we really cherish to have or we anticipate to have in life. Most especially this project that we are undertaking, we really pray that God really sees it through.
First and foremost, he was a hardworking person. Kurjera nkafamu yenkeje ina taking over. Akari umulisa mulungi, arukunda ente, arukunda mbuzi, arukubisa ntama ko kumukuzireba ya nyegesa namwegaho kurisa no kunda matungo. So right now nkukuna abajante ninye farm manager waha turise ntama akaine by the time he left he had around 80 to 90 sheep. Abantu abamwe bakuchira kunda kurisa ntama batekateka ngutuzira musente konka obwire bumazira nanentama ezinashangireho naneziriho right now nanezitugurize na nakatari market nkega munamanya ngo actually ogo muntu akana amanya echamesha bekitiyo muntama because sente ni nyingi munonga ezitugurizo muntamezi. Ekindi as a father abukuna akuzire nashohora of course nazo mu community ndijo nintaha Masaka nho wanje nareba abantu you see the difference between you and other kids from other families and stuff, and you start appreciating mzire wawe kuyakuruza. So akatukuzaje yatukuza ntutinarahanga yatukuza yatushomesa, which is very important also, kandi wakata kufayo obano mwana w'omushiki ningano mwana w'omojo twena kana tushomesa kandi buri makana muhereza chenkani. So he gave us education which was very important in our life.
Mzee Kamuhanda ide bintu bingi ebyayigise ekyo kubanza akabegesa obukozi kandi tiyakigamba bugamba yakora emirimo mingi nk'omuntu kuko nabagambira atakatandika arikweyombeka nk'omuntu kutandika twaramuhire bintu ngo jotakatandika ine bintu. So hard work kushanga ng'omuntu nokozesa amani kandi okora plan akatutebeza agira ati nyowe nkigure duka yanje burunga nkagishopingira omwaka gwona ndugure bintu nintamu nisha nayigure duka abantu bona batangara ukunigwire duka ahabwo bukozi na planning. So planning na one of the mbishukuru omwana wa Innocent akamweta parana. So akana kunde kintu cyo planninga akana kunde kintu cyo gukora. Ekintu cya namba ya kabiri akari disciplinarian, omuntu atakwenda abantu abana b'emicumbi kandi omuntu arikwasize empisa abagana bajya ngo kwasize empisa. So omurinkore omuntu arikureba ngo nagunjura abana kurengo bagendera omubuhangwa omicwe ngo kwa abana bakire kubana batwaza kandi akatagunjura bebonka akagunjura nabandi abo mu rubaju aninjira akana agendera mu principle ye kugira ngo a child is not raised by their own parents only but by the community. Akata kwasa kushanga omwana na digressing from the right path akamureka. So he was a disciplinarian. Namba ya kashatu, he was a very religious man. Akari muntu akumanya ruhanga we kandi arikumukunda kandi arikumukora. Akaja turuhanga rwa Kamuhanda turuhanga rwa bandi. So faith okumanya ruhanga we akamukora. Namba ya kana no kumanya ngo umuntu okire kufaha kayawe. You must provide for your family, you must care for your family, you must plan for your family. So nebintu bikuru kandi bitumwegire ho nk'abana kumanya ngo okire kwekora, okire kumanya ruhanga wawe kamutamwe ekitinisa, okire connectinga n'abantu okakora ebintu ebikudevelopinga community yorumu. So ebyo nebintu bikure byatwegise mu magara tukimwine.
What he taught us first of all is faith, being grounded in faith, knowing that God is not limited, is infinite, and he can provide for everything as long as you are really a believer and you follow his word. You be sure really to achieve all that the world, most of the people in this world call impossible. More so hard work. Our parent was not a person that would be limited by these cultural limitations of life. He's a person who pursued his purpose up to the last point. So that is another lesson that we pick from him. And of course, business. As you are aware, I am a director at Trust Estates Uganda, where we do construction, we do selling and buying of land, we do money lending, we do a lot, and all those are values that we picked from our parent. He's a person who did, the last time we were counting, he had done up to 25 jobs in this world. So we pursue the same course until we achieve our goals.
Ekindi akali omuntu wa principles kana kunda principles akaine principles ziyabe natamburiraho wazergaho mutana kandi zitwombekere nano makagita bamwe we are implementing it. So it is one of those things that have built us and have made us thrive in life. Then ekindi kinamwegireho nkokuna nabagambire no kutina ranga kali omuntu orukumanya ranga munonga na munonga hati nkecha kimwe kikumi abana abe bakabachereza by force without it is not an option. You have to give it. So ebintu ebyo bwarahanga kata kubzanda munakachi okanote ko kuchikora omumtendera eyagambiramu kandi with no option of doubt. So nkamwegeraho okumanya ngurahanga n'ekintu kikuru munonga kandi ukiri kukikora kushikiriza umushaha yo namwe utakachibanganiza hodakika nemwe. So nanye ndiyo nichikora mu family yanje nichimplementing ekinkumangu nabatahi banje niko barikugira. Yeah.
Actually Mzee Kamuhanda nkanjira nyowe nko mwana mukuru nkanjira kugira obwire nganira nawe nkambira nti he was an expert of crisis management. Okumanaginga crisis ebintu embereze gumire aho yabe ari expert ahabo kuba bwire obwingi akabari hope creator. Itwe nka family omu difficult situation akaba jata bana banje echo mukindekere echo ninja kugira nta ninja kukibasa echo mwena akaguma abata mu amasiko. So echo kubanza katamara abantu masiko tariho mbere yabakoreka ngo iri impossible echo akata chini omagaraje akakugira akatebeza story ngo Burundi hakahariyo omugabe nko abogira ngo it is impossible ajanga kushare ho mutwe bagunaje hariya. So impossibility eketa mu magaraje. So akari ari natugariza mu amasiko abana beka na family akatajoreka ngo hari ikintu ecata kubasa namba ya kabiri nko kunabagambira planning akabente gakarijo kire kuba wa planning ro kabanomanya nice kikwije kukorataho kandi bikire kuba ninki twazanda. So nuko nabe mureba namba ya kashatu no kugira ngo in those hard times he would do a lot of reflection. He would do a lot of reflection, he would do a lot of deep thinking. Akatugambira ngo omushinja nyeneka okire kugira party yawe where abana no mukaza hibatakire kubana bafuteganisa for you to be able to think and plan for your family. So in times of crisis he would create hope and he would be able to plan, and ensure that he overcomes.
He's a person really who never went to public during the time of hardships. He's a person who could go in his bedroom. In that silent moment he would have in his bedroom, he would, I think, communicate with God. And the moment you see the door open, you be sure that he has pursued something he's ready to win. And that was him. He's not a person who sought counsel from the world. He's a person who sought counsel from the divine providence. And he would for sure get it. Because we do not know of any moment our dad was defeated by worldly challenges. Not even one. Not even a case in court. He was not a defeated man up to his point of death.
Tabiku basiko wa Mzee eketariyo. Aketariyo embera yono kuyabene ijanesha akana handling. Yes. Akari omuntu wabe nabasa kurebe kintu katekateka ngumwe hata orwoshozo runavugana nimbaso butarihingura konka we akakireba nko kugira abaganda bagamba kuzanya nakwagara wakana aka buri mbera yone yabekaho akana rengu nebasika kano basa kujova kami nimbasa kuhereza example akari omuntu andukwaye akari omuntu wabatine sente mweno poor man omuntu andukwa akijariyo muchoga kitukuhangarira makijariyo mpakasi akatine sente kwonka yazarrama abana batari bake. We are close to 12 kids kandi bona yabashomesa omuntu oweze yari mpakasi, and most of them are holding degrees and diplomas. So yagezaho yarwana omumani make go pakasi atarashomere yashomesa abana be yakora werethi tukira kumuganizaho when we have family meeting that tine mulimo gwatakakoraga. If you think of a job being cameraman, hati nkoko mulimo gori nokora na wakagukora. If you think carpentry akajikora, ebara akajikora, almost everything akashubra. Arukuguzente kampara nachi. There's even a story about that bakamterahona masasa and something like that. But he thrived in life and he made everything happen. And that's why I think we are even celebrating him and celebrating his legacy. That from nothing he managed to build a legacy that was impactful and even visible up to now.
Daddy akaryo muntu aine are principled, akari muntu aina mateka. Actually ito mu community haba mwaka abagambera ati nyowende Mr. Law chikumanyisa ngwe ekiragiro yakigambire ni kyecho akatine mu compromises yakigambire cyo kukora. That is what it is. Namba yakabira akaja ati nyowende dictator na ruhanga ni dictator mpiche kuba nimanye kintu kwenda akaja ati mwe bana banje na nyokwimwe mwena muri parani yanje waka ninye naronzere nyoko ninye nabaronzere nkabata. So because of those principled moments we used to yearn for those moments when he would be free. As a moment akari social man, have a whole family gatherings, he would dance, twineka stroke keki abazana na ajerati. So we would enjoy those moments. Actually hata tugaraka yotero video tubureba akari umuntu arukunda kuzina, akari umuntu arukunda music, akari umuntu arukunda kusocializinga n'abantu kandi akabandi ari umuntu especially abijukuru baba muri around. Abijukuru kana kunda abijukuru, he would create those moments, laugh loud, in those easy moments. Those moments would come. Those moments would come in social gatherings, na meetings. You would, have that opportunity to lighten up and and we would see the other side.
His most happy time would be a time when we would be at home as his children. The moment we would reach home, you would really see a happy Mzee. And no wonder, because I think, and this he founded, because even the reason we are here is because of his foundation. Because for him, he dictated to us, by the way, he was not a man of democracy, where they say rule of the majority. He dictated to us that every year we must find time to come home, meet as children, deliberate, check into the life of each and every child of his at home in our own meeting, led by our chairperson, our elder brother, Akiri Kenneth. Would sit, and that time you would be sure that our parent would be at the peak of his happiness. Then he was a man of wisdom, so every time you would come, actually, you would trigger him into a discussion. You would want to like a debate, a sort of debate. And in that debate you would be ready to harvest enough of his expertise. And that you will have harvested would take you through years. So every time you would come, at that point where you are exchanging ideas, you are opposing him, you are saying, Daddy, this is what I think. I think at that point that would be the funniest, I would say, point of our life with him. The farm, the what, notwithstanding. Of course, he's a person who loved farming, all that. But for me, I used to enjoy at most that discussion where we are exchanging ideas on different topics actually. He was well versed with information almost on every topic. Be it farming, be it academic, be it leadership, be it what, you would be sure that he's going to provide you with the wisdom that you would be sure that it comes from up in heaven. We actually at one point called him a philosopher.
Mzee akali mshija w'imyaka turiki, and he used to, I would say, not booze, but he used to take sometimes a bit of beer and stuff like that. So for us, being that other days he was a very strict man, like I have told you, ntakari omuntu akana atambura online akatari muntu w'omweshungo munonga, but kuyabanywamu, he would be a very happy man. So when we would realize that dad is coming back home and he's maybe a bit tipsy and he took some beer and he's a bit tipsy, you know that day is a happy day. He will come around, hug you around, talk to you, chat with you, and it was really nice experience with him. And also, if you could have a chance and travel with him somewhere, maybe let's say he's going for a journey and he asks you to accompany him, it was also very interesting because he was a very different man outside home. He would make you buy, he could ask you to buy anything you wish, ask for anything you want, and he would tell you stories on the way, and you will feel he's proud that you are alongside on the journey. So outside he could wear a lion and aggressive attitude, but inside he was actually a very loving and caring father, and we really in some occasions sometimes we could really experience the love and the fun part of him, and it was also interesting. Even when we could come for gatherings that we have every year, we have family meetings, akabaganira kari omuntu wo kubasa kushitama nawe for like eshaha nk'ikumi ningi itano, like otakagambire konka ari kuganirira embozi ezo zikazita kubasa kwayo. So he had funny stories, educative stories, akuganira. So he was a funny man, and we surely experienced it, and it is living in with us. Yes.
Saying akagira ngo wayange byanyine kayanga nakomebye. So amateka naganyineka. So iwaba takwenda kurikiza byanyineka no yango kome byawe. So that was one of the sayings ze yatugambire. Then indijo saying yatugambire akagira ngo amafuti y'umugabo nibwo bugabo bwe. Kikomanyisa ngo omushija ezabantu bakureba nkenshobeze omwana basakushangana nibwo bushija bwa hiburu kugira buta ahiburu kurga abo kwa Mzee rwampara hibarigire abakabahirire n'abanyarwanda. So akayinde mfumu y'Urwanda amafuti y'umugabo nibwo bugabo bwe ngo ezo kureba nkenshobeze omushija obwiro bwingi obushija ntuburu kurga. Namba ya kashatu omushija obushija nabwetera. You must do things that merit you as a man.
We really feel our dad is with us. That is one thing. For me, in all that think that this person departed, I'm not among them. This person is with us because even at the time of death, for him, he had prepared a long time. He started telling us that he would be happy to die and we shouldn't complain about 6 years before his actual death. And he was not sick. So he told us he had a mission on earth. He accomplished that mission. And so for him, he would even ask my children, if I departed like today, is there anything that you would feel you lose would you lose in me? Is there anything you would lose in me? And for us, we would say that we want to. No. He said, me, I am here for a mission. If the mission is completed, therefore, you shouldn't care my death. And now, since the day he left, you can't imagine. The last day I think about 1 month towards his death, he asked me to look for land, and I built a house that I would call home. I told Dad, but I have a home in Mbarara. He told me this is not enough. In Mbarara is a town. You have to look for a village home where there are no people that are going to come to ask for money, revenue, you know, all those property taxes and etc. He insisted. Now, this was 1 month towards his death. You know, money issues. Somebody cannot really say there is money to do everything. But I think it was about 5 or 4 months after he had departed. This is when we acquired land, and here we boast of together with my wife and her, of course, you know, women. Prayers, contributions of money, all that. She's also a proud director of Trust Shoppers located in Uganda Corner. So, but I mean, 5 or 6 months after he had departed, this is when we got this land. It is a very spacious place. It is our farm now, and you see what is going on. So I would say this man was ready to go. He went, and when he went, a lot has been achieved. So I really don't miss him that he's supposed to be physically here, because I am always with him. And all I do is guided by his counsels when he was still alive.
Mzee witu akarie mpaji amani magara gitu akatekamu ebintu byona I think ebyabe naenda ngutukore ki tujiri byona birimo mundo muritwe so abo kujangwa akatubuildinga mu category ejo when he's living in us, so that's why we are also trying very hard that we can pass it on to the second generation, third generation, and going forward, so that he does not just perish, but the legacy continues. I will end up saying that I surely celebrate my dad, and I hope it will be also something that his legacy should be something that other men and fathers and families can cope and also help to change the community, the mindset about how the kids should grow up, because right now it is completely changing. How we grow up and how kids are growing up now, it is becoming messy. Like, it is not what is happening. So if you can watch this or maybe get to know or the history of Mzee Kamuhanda, I would say that we should carry it on to be able that other families, other fathers can reflect on, so that we can create greater and better generations ahead of us. Thank you. Yeah.
One memory that will never depart from me, Mkomwana Mkuru, is that he did everything that was within his power to empower us. Akatugira tunyowendika tractor ni mpingo mahanda ngwimwe mwishe mworoberwa bwo kugurabamo. So he used to like education. He worked very hard for us. He struggled virtually. Akatunywera omufunguro, and I have always said it. You know, we be who we are. So I remember him for being so dedicated on his goals. Abakuita tukatwinita karinji buyagoku yargayisha kunuya purposely to find means of how to educate his children. Ejo memory number one. Number two, no kugira ngo omuntu akirekwa no korra ruhanga. Nekintu kikuru akakitamu okumanyaba oruhanga wawe na no kumukora. Number ya kashatu eyaha muheru no kumanya ngu omuntu, you are nothing without the people and the community around you. Akagira ati ebintu byawe koreba bya wabikora wabirya wenka hatagizira abandi abaryo mu bintu byawe obeno manya ngu toru warhanga abo kana arhanga nagamba ngu akaba abantu bakaba barwire tuwaba visiting bakaba aryo mbehome tuwaba tayaye bakaba binejara tuwaba so aryo arhanga bikire kureba ngu in what you do, the community and the people around you must be able to benefit. And we are going to do as much as we can to sustain his legacy. Ahashturia family, this was the base where we started from. You know, we have sustained it up to this point in time, and I pray that God will give us the grace to even, sustain it even much further, so that it can be taken over by his grandchildren like he used to wish. So, ninsima abantu abija kutujira mu ryogo mukoro, and I pray that God blesses you as you also pick one or two lessons from his experience. Rahanga barinde.
Tata karyo mshija murunja kanzara yanshomesa yankuza yantera hecece cyafamu nakura nanye nija nacishangaho mwene hati nyenda nanye nchitwaro misho nabana banje ncyakare bize bacishangeho nabana babo nabo bije bacishangeho.
I have lived and worked with Dad at a personal level. I think I had much more close time with my father, and I have almost a big lot of memories. Now here where we are is a place where our life began as children. Dad came here from Burunga, where he had migrated from Rwampara. So eventually we came here. I don't have a very clear picture, there's some vagueness of how but I can remember a few slots when we arrived here eventually. The story then was a different one. So we've grown here, studied here, became who we are from here. And then later we moved to where the main home is. When we started getting out of the home, knowing that this was primarily a farm, then we needed to have the old parents in a place where they can have close neighborhood and probably much more convenient for their age. But this place still is core in our lives. Now, in the back of our growing up and who Dad taught, what he taught us, and practically for me what I picked from him, Dad told us that life is made. Life is made, meaning that whatever you need, you should look for it. If you are a girl or a boy, you are both human beings. If you can't have money, you can't expect someone to have it, whether that's your husband or someone. So if you need money, you look for it. If you don't get it, then you appreciate how others can struggle to get it.
Byona kyo nekindi nkakyega Dad. Akuba Dad akali all round. Akabari resource yokubasa kwegeraho buli ky'orukwenda. So okutina Ruhanga, Dad akana atina Ruhanga, akana ahereza Ruhanga. Akandi ekindi Dad kiyabira ayine ekirungi akari munywano wa bingi. Akari munywano wa buli omwe omushaye omumbaasaye n'omukucenga kwe. So buli omwe akayina okwakubasa kumuhandulinga.
Nimwijukaho okukunda ediini. Akaba nakunda okushaba, nakunda Ruhanga kandi nakunda naitu abaana be kuba kuza side y'okushaba n'okuramya Ruhanga kutaratara omu bintu ebindi. Kandi ekindi kinkumwijukaho n'okukunda kushomesa. Akaba nakunda kukora n'okushomesa abaana be, akaba ayine ekyetengo ky'okugira ngu abaana be bashome nkyakare barugemu omugasho kandi eki Ruhanga yamukoriremu kikabaho. Ekindi ekinkumwijukaho akaba ari omuntu orukukunda ebintu bye ninga orukutwara ekyo mu maisho orukwenda entunguuka kandi orukureeba ekyo mukirire by'abandi.
I thank God for the life I saw my dad. As I've said my name, I'm the last born of the family of 9. I'm the last born, and given that position, I think it would be a disservice if I lived shorter time with my dad, but at least I was given a privilege to live with my dad for these years. I call it a privilege because God would have taken him before I see him, before I saw the counsel he used to give us, but I thank God for the life he lived. So me, the other thing I can talk about my dad, he was a man of God. He loved his God. As earlier quoted, before this interview started, I was a bit complaining that given that I'm a last born, I was preempted. So people were talking about the God of Kamuhanda, the God of my dad. He used to say, Ruhanga rwa Kamuhanda, and we still stand on that. And being that we are the Kamuhandas, now whenever we go, we say that our God, the God of Kamuhanda, is the God, a miraculous God, a God of grace, a God who gives na Ruhanga okora ebintu ebikubasika. Because tihine obuho kuba washobirwe obutwabe twashobirwe okashanga ngu you don't have that reference.
Tata akaryo mshija w'omukozi akabakora akera agenda akora akore emirimo agenda aronde sente aturebera ahinge bikijo ahinge eki akatahinga kimwe kandi atunge nkoko atunge embuzi atunge ente ebintu byashoba nanga fizi yabura abaine nk'embuzi ye agitunda ayongeserereza school fees.
My dad was all around. He did every business. The list is long. Both, he wasn't formally educated, but he was of great intellect and wisdom. So he literally knew everything. He was a mechanic, he was a driver, I was once his conductor, he was a restaurant manager, I ran a bar with him, we ran a shop together. We left this place and stayed in Kazo, me and him. We worked there. My dad would give me confidence that no one can ever take it out. We never had an open conversation between me and my father, but we had a conversation going in spirit. I would sit with my dad without any word, but you would feel a story is flowing. So he would never caution me to think that I would go wrong, or he talked to you and said, don't do this. No, but I will get the instructions that if Dad is going home and is leaving me at the shop, he has already told me A, B, C, D, even when he doesn't leave a clear written instruction. My dad never gave me instructions, but I would really know that this is what he would love to say.
Akana manya ogumwana we na yetwaza ata ogunatwaza ata kandi uburyo omwe mukwatenda oshanga nko wanje ekiri uburyo mushango wanje uri kubasa butaba mushango wondijo mwana akuba namanya obushobozi bwa ahakushika ekyakubasa. So dada kana manya okwashire kuhandulinga buri muntu omumberaze. Ekindi kinayegira ha dada akari omukozi. Dadi akakora buri murumo oguyabire natekateka ngo nugubasa kumurabyaho ninga kumubisaho kumuha senti ningo kumubisaje. So yatekamo omutima gwo kugira ngo otagayo murumo ekikuru wano omanya ngo nugubasa kuha 10 kandi nugweguru. So at least ekyo nkakimwegaho. You can do any work so long as you know it can take you through.
Nkamwegera ho kutina ranga no kunde dini yanje. Namwegera ho gukora. Na no kufaha byungwatsireho obutaza mu bitari byanje okoncentrating aha cyanje cyukuntwaro mwishwe ninga mu bantu abino mugasho. Kutari kugenda ne bitari kunyamba. Namwega he kindi okukorana no kushomesa abana nko kuyabira kitugambira nanye nareba ngo kucyatukorire nanye nari ngumpikire kukitwara mu misho.
You know, when you deliver many children, I've delivered only 2, they are very young, but the work I've done so far in 3 years, I've mothered a child. If you look behind and you see someone had 9 to 10 children, but he made it up to bringing us up, educating us, nurtured us to the people we are today. Noreba ngo nekintu cyo mutano mnoga akakora umurimo muhango ogumwe tukagumanya atakarugireho ogundi twagumanya yarugireho. Mwe tumusimira mukama amagarage giya twiro munsomu ntusima ruhanga habibi yatwegise. As my elder sister said, he's living in us. Even when he's not there, we still reflect on the wordings, we still reflect on the good things he used to tell us.
I took a month away from my work, stayed with him in a room together, away from the main house where he was resting, but we never talked anything verbally. We'd wake up, sit, spend a whole day together, and no word. But we had a lot of conversations. The rest he would talk, but between me and him, we just look at each other and somehow you feel you are talking, and the message is delivered. And how I believed this was because whatever I would do, it would be what he has been waiting or wanted to do, and then I would just hear him say, oh, that's what I wanted to do, that's what I wanted. If, for example, I'm coming and I want to do shoppings for him, you would deliver them and then he would feel like he had literally asked for them, something of that kind. So it was not just an imaginative thinking, it was a realistic life lived. I think I have a lot I can talk about him. But between me and him, I haven't announced my dad dead, and I'm not happy. I am not ready to. I don't even talk about him in the past. He lives on. We talk the way we used to talk. No open conversation, no voicing out, but we talk. And for me, he's alive.
I want to appreciate my dad. Daddy was a man from day one. Dada kari ito tukakura ntumanya ngo byona mbikorwa daddy. Mama kana akorogo kuteka byasiga byona bikabiri ebya daddy. And he stood in to be a man and a father who will never fail. He bought everything he could, even when he could not be having. At least akaronda ho kuraba utakumareba agenda byehora abaha imwe mugenda numanya ngo daddy yagerata yabifuna. Even when he was bedridden, akana making a sure ngo itwa bana tutwareba busaso obubono bwayine tiyatworeka ngo uyaremerwa mu mutima. He died happy. And he died showing us that I am okay. So he was a man until his death, and we still believe in him, even when he's no longer. You stand and say, Dada kaajirangu, karuhu kurimu. And Daddy told us that with your God, burichimweni chabaska. So I want to appreciate him, that seed that he planted in us. And it has moved us up to this time and always. We promise, we as the children, that we shall put that character even to his grandsons and daughters. And we shall encourage them also to put them in their children.
Akaba nashemerwa yaba ari omukushaba iri mudiniye yaba ari omukereziya noho obusinge bwe nore bwisha yaba inabana be nko bishukuru nkaba nitwa abana tutahire nabari aine obusinge nabashemerirwa akaba nakunda okurya nabantu mbwenu okurya ekihuro nabantu kuteka akayihurira abantu bakarya kushemeza abantu kirigira omuruhe aketa abantu akashitama akarya nabo akabashemeza akaba nakikunda nawashemerwa nabo ebe bintu okushaba abana be success y'abana be n'abantu bayetorire kurengwa in good terms with them akaba nibyo byabene bimuhobusingi.
When I was starting nursing, I packed my bags, came on the shop. I had written my shopping. So when I was going to Kabale for my nursing school, I remember him saying, Ruth, have you packed everything? I was, yes. Have you bought the books? I said, yes. Where are they? They are here. Is your bag ready? Yes. So you're going? I said, yes. Where is your mom? I was like, my mother? I've left my mother in the village. I've left her home. He looked at me, was looking at me. I think he had realized that they were pampering me a bit and it may affect me in the future. So he was like, I thought you had packed your mother in the bag. So where is her? So you are moving from here to Kabale without any relative. He said, please go and face the world. And I want you to learn from that you have to be independent in this world. Believe in yourself. Don't accept any pampering anywhere. Believe in yourself. Work hard for yourself. Don't expect anyone to be there for you. So from that, I learned many lessons from his sayings. I learned that it is not necessary for me to rely on anyone. I can still do all the things I have to do. He gave me that assurance, that self-esteem, that, knowing that even you have a backup. When you are short of any advice, you come back home. You know that you are going to go full package. So I thank God for his life. I thank God that we are here and we are still here. And I thank God that he was a man of God, that he used to do even whenever he was in church. He served his church so much. He built it, he started it, he founded it, and up to the time he died, he was still in God. He used to love the song of Ruhanga yakuhereza nichenda niwo mwebaze yagaruka yakuhereza omurahira garuhanga Ruhanga yakuhereza nichenda niwo mwebaze yagaruka yakuhereza omurahira garuhanga. In an essence, to mean that if God gives you something, don't remember to go back and thank him.
I don't think I want to reach a point and agree that, I don't even call it agree, and give in to death. Because for me, he's just transited and has transited to a much more power and a much more functional state. So I still see much more things he's doing, which are very evident. And for me, that is what is actually keeping me much more, giving me much more faith that he's even much better than when he was physically here. Yeah.
He did his work as a man. We still stand and know that even when we are there, we can do much more than even what we are supposed to do. So I thank him, and I pray that God blesses him, and we pray for the eternal rest to him and our beloved sister Sharon, who left us. We are overshadowing Sharon because he's one of us, and our dad is what? He's the head. We also lost our sister, the 9th one, late 2018 or earlier, he left at a young age, 27 years, but we remember her. And in line with what we have been saying about our dad, as children, he was the one handling the candle of faith in our family. We remember her so much, and we pray that God blesses us to be that he used to want us to be as far as faith is concerned. I thank you.
My name is George Williams Mugabi Mubiru, and in this family I am the oldest grandchild. I have known my grandfather for a very long time. I think from when I was a very young child. I grew up around him. I remember the days we used to come for Christmas. I spent a lot of time, you know, with him. I used to move around with him on his motorcycle to his shop, to home. I enjoyed his company. He was a very funny man, but at the same time strict. He didn't tell so many jokes, but when he chose to have fun, he was really fun. He really loved us as well, so I remember so much about that. What I miss about my grandfather, to be honest, I miss just seeing him, because, you know, you probably never see him again, maybe until we meet again, all of us. But I miss to see him. I miss to hear his laugh. He had a very nice laugh. I miss his advice.
By the time I started knowing Shwenkuru most was when I was, as if I was 7 years or 8. Here we used to call him Jaja Soda. Reason being, as we were coming, there's that corner as we are turning to come here. He had their shop. By then he had won, were there 100 crates of soda. So every time we came, he gave us bottles of soda. I remember I used to take Fanta with my little bros. By that time I was 8, they are 10. So we used to take soda. He used to tell us stories, welcome us, give us hugs. Okay, we felt like our home. We used to come take milk. So here, actually, our grandfather Shwenkuru, what I knew about him is that he wanted someone, a hardworking man. Actually, when we used to come here, he used to ask us, tell me, what have you been doing home? Then we tell Shwenkuru, before coming, I was maybe sweeping, we went to the garden. Then he used to tell us that, do you want to go to the cows? Yes, Shwenkuru. We go on the motorcycle from the shop, he brings us back here in the cows. It's very sad that we lost him, yes, but what I know about him, our grandfather here used to be sugar canes there at the background before they cleared the. So when we came here, we used to take sugar canes, go to the mangoes with our eldest cousin, William, just that is not with us. We used to go take sugar canes, come to the cows, graze. Actually, we used to have a lot of fun with him.
I believe that this was a very good arrangement, us coming back to remember someone who was very important in our life. Our grandfather was someone to remember. However much he was not an easy person to relate to, he was tough, was strict, but we pick things that we don't pick from other people in our life from a person like him. I believe that him being in my life and all our lives was something great, because he made us work. Personally, he made me work. He didn't want us to be soft, because our father had worked so hard to make life easy for us. So he didn't want us to think that our life was meant to be easy. And he wanted to show us a real picture of what happens among people in the real world. So he made us work. He made us understand the value of being able to work for something and achieve it. We'd work very hard to, we'd go and, let's say, cut grass, go and feed the cows, and then after he rewards us. That made you feel good and encourage you to work harder. So I thank him for that. I thank him for enabling me to be the person I am today, because I believe there's some things I wouldn't have gotten from anyone else.
We miss him after all of these 2 years of him passing on. We all miss him. And the thing I liked when he was there, that there was this certain time when we had come to the village, he took us to the shop and he gave us different kinds of sodas. And I really thanked him for that. And also, those times when he was here, people would come to the village and would all be together, and that made me also feel good. And what I want him to know is while he's in heaven, that we know that we miss him, and we pray that he finds eternal rest there.
My grandfather, when I was still young, used to be fun with us, but because we lost him, we miss him. We pray that he can be a good person in heaven. So that's all I had.
I miss my grandfather Shenkulu. He passed on. He was a very, very good man, and it was so sad that he passed on. I wish he had a long-lasting life. But he's in heaven with God. May God bless him. And I pray for Shenkulu. He cared about all of us so much. He cared. He loved me the most. Even in church, he said, he carried me upside down. He said, I love this girl. But it was so sad he passed. So I've come to talk about my grandfather, and I've missed him so much. Everyone misses him. So as he's in heaven, may he enjoy.
Remember the last time we came was, I found him in the shop. It was a Christmas. Was it in senior 2, senior 1? Probably senior 1. We came to the shop. He was okay. He was weak, but he never wanted to show us that he was weak. He was a person who wanted you to be free, wanted you to be happy when you are with him. Actually, every time you became sad or you looked to be sad, he used to ask you, hey, Time, what's happening? So the question was like, okay, the answer we never used to answer. I used to just tell Shenkulu that I feel like I want to go to the village, or at times be like, just that I was there thinking, and it would maybe tickle you to be happy. So in fact, Shenkulu, we still miss him, and we pray that wherever he went, he's in heaven. Thank you.
I thank him for raising his children very well. I thank him for raising us, the grandchildren, very well. I believe that in the future, when we are not able to come together and remember him, his lessons and his memories may guide us in the right ways. I believe that he will always remain in our hearts however much he has passed, and I thank him for all that he did when he was alive.
Amazina ganje ninye John Bosco Mzee ninzarwa na Mr. Kamuhanda reno owarigero magara genseji kandi ndiyo wizara ryo kherero karya mwenda ndubucora bwa mawe akakura aryo mushawo mukozi namanya kuyiya esente yija yazo mu ruburunga yamaramwe myaka mwenda yakora yagore kibanja yazara abana be mwenda bakura yabashomesa hata baryo mu rurengo rw'abasheija kuza kurwo magara genseji asigera tine mwana urukubasa kuzowana nkaparagata yo mwata akuzerege munonga kandi imirimo yoyona akagikora mbeno aha burungi twabe ntumushabire cyumuro kirungeri izoba rahango yiguraguma na mwakira abo kuba tarasigere bushomunsi akanyeje sokora yanyeje sangu nanye mukura terenshomesa abana hata nanyo mukayanje nyine muri gurizina kandi abana bashomere bakiriyo bashoma bucora cyorora ryo mu cya 5 abishye babere baryo mu mahaba university abandi bamazere kushoma nicyo mwe nakanyege sokora atari umubonafu kata kwenda muntu wo munafu omagarage kuyabira yija ureba nahereza abana nabatendeke mico mirungi kandi akabata kwenda abana be mico mbi nabo yabe natura na ha cyarontu bamujurira akatendeka abana bingi ahagire kurigero mu magara genseje na nukorera abana batine nabo kakwate nabayine nabakakwate akabasigo mu standard nungi na hati tukibina abana baba mwento borera konka kurigera mukonogwe akaguma nakora na hata kiriyo nakora no ye yafiri abo kuba natwo kureba ikitinise kiryo mu kibuga cye ureba ngo ubuzima akakora.
Amazina ndi Nyangoma Flora ni ndgo mu ngari stiru ndyo mu Rukazo anko ubwo mushejo waha Dareti Alen Kamuhanda akaba ari munyanya wa mama kandi umunywano we Munonga na nanye yankunda mama wa Kargo umunsi kumorwenda cyenda na mushanju kwihobo anko yabaho yamberaho yankunda yatkunda na family yona kabanizarwa omugurso wabe nayitwa Tadeho Bajuju nawo watwirwe 2023 kwezi kwa kabiri anko akamukora 12 romushanju konka akaba ari umunywani wanje Munonga akaba nankunda Munonga akancomwa abana be agira ati we tinkuza kuba anko wawe nza kuba dadu wawe ni mumisinga Munonga akansasa Munonga lyagumaniye mwishuka akanyegeso kukora akanyegeso kukunda abantu akanyegeso buyonjo no kuba smart amusoni kandi akaba akunda abana be kushemerwa akaba natushaba rukundo kana akundo okundo umuntu andeba shemerwa sheka kana akunda kushomesa akachikora aye bari nincu musimera akaba nakunda family ye kuture rya rurengo rwahigure rya mutindo ni musimera hora hanga ko bacumukorire nibinje binko basa kugamba har anko konka amagaraga yanga
amazina ganje nabanyeta kicu muri Charite Kamuhanda family ndo munko mwana uzirwemo kandi ukuriremo Mzee Kamuhanda nuwendo kukore season ari nko muntu wanyorire korga hazoro age kusyana hateje emyaka eyindu kwingana emyaka 81 ari umuzire wanje umufamily omu nzirwemo habo kugira ngo omukazi ori kushwerwamo Miriam Kamuhanda na tatenkazi nuwe yabira koratana na tata ko bahereze kunchusya kunyaha hibere nkoko mwana yonka kacuka kwa nyuma y'umwaka gumwe n'icweka bampereza tatenkazi bagira ngo rebo mushico wawe twamukwereza ombunyankora abana babishiki ovunanizwa bwabo butahana bishenkazi mbwena kanyakira hamwe akagumwe n'icweka yanyorra n'umushija we nico rukorana nyegitara kico muri Charite Kamuhanda banyorra bankuza banshomesa bampereze kanashwerwa ndyo mukazo mufumbo nyina abana bana abishiki babiri nabujo babiri Mzee Kamuhanda ece namwegireho twabiri ntukura akaba tugira ati tucero kubasika ekigambo tucero kubasika omukaya akabata kucyenda akabata kuchikundira na kimwe nguyu ware ngoriyo noza gukora ikintu nguware mwa akaba tutere mboko wakuwabogira oteci cyande maninga tucero kubasika akaba futere mboko ezabenzi kamukaga kugaruka higuru akugira ngo ikigambe cyo reka guma kukikozesa kandi utarakikozesa gezaho abantu barebe ngo waremwa bije bakwatiriho nambwe no mu magara ganje no mukayanje ahindu kushwerwa no mirumo yanje yindu gukora ikigambo kicero kubasiko wanje tukiriyo hari yo kugezaho ngo reka abantu ngo ninchikora bo bakayemera har bakarengo naremwa kandi bakangwataraho nico kigambe cyanyurire kuri yabebirgizo bari yasande yaza kurgo mutawuni kwikahakerezi yatuye nakatushanga abana bikume na babiri turyo mukerezi akabashemerwa Munonga na kutwabe turgo mukerezi service yaheza kwa twena kabatu twaro mutawuni buryo mwa mukorere cyarkwenda kugira ngo twamushemeza twena yatushanga mukerezi